Okay, I've had a lot of requests for an introductory video on Packet Tracer. So let's do that. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and open the first exercise, 105. Now, of course, Packet Tracer is a download from Cisco, and you should be able to access that through the Resources tab in your course. Comes in three varieties: Windows, Mac, and Ubuntu, which is a Linux variety. Well, I see I've got an error, so let's see if I can't see if I can open it from the downloads folder. So on these exercises, what you'll do is you'll download the Packet Tracer file to your computer, and you'll open it, and then this is what you'll see. So this thing on the left side, these are the instructions, okay? And for myself, I like to print this out so I can look at it on paper. And honestly, the best advice I have for these courses is to print everything out that you can, because it will serve as a way to keep track of the instructions you use to make things work. And that's important because they sort of expect that as you go through these exercises, you are picking up the instructions along the way and learning what they do. So that's the expectation that they have. What you'll find is that as these exercises get more involved, they provide less and less information. So initially, they'll tell you exactly what to type and what to click on and all of that. But later on, they sort of expect that you are retaining it. And if you're like most people, your memory is not 100% perfect, and having something on paper is the way to go. So that's what I would recommend. Okay, so let's look at what they've got here. On the right side, we have a map. So this is like two different cities, one in Alaska, one in, is that Washington State? I think it is. It looks like it's Washington. We have a submarine cable. We have a fiber optic cable connecting these two cities, one in Alaska and one in Washington. And of course, Canada in between here. Okay, so here it says, investigate the bottom toolbar. Okay. So the bottom toolbar has network devices, which are routers and switches, hubs, which are not popular anymore, wireless devices like access points, security devices like firewalls, and WAN emulation devices. Okay, so that's the answer to the first one. It says, what are the subcategories for network devices? And here they are. There's 6 of them. Next over is end devices. These are things like computers and printers, smart TVs. These are network devices. Okay, I use PC every day, laptop every day. Don't use servers personally, but I connect to servers all the time. YouTube videos are served up, right? And it goes on to some other areas here. The other one that's important to us is the connection type. So we have console cable, which is a serial connection. We have straight through cable, which is like a patch cord. We have crossover cable for connecting switches to switches or hub or routers to routers. We have fiber. We've got a phone line. You got a lot of different connection types here. Okay, investigate the wiring closet. So let's click on this button, and we can see here's the map, right? And they want us to click on the branch office wiring closet. Okay, so not this place, but this town, Seward. That's in Alaska. So we want to go down to the rack. Actually, we want to go right there, and let's click on that. The branch office wiring closet. All right. So here is the wiring closet. It's got a shelf, a storage shelf. It's got a pegboard with some cable types on it. It's got the telecom rack with the power and a router here, a couple of switches, wireless access point, and a web server. Also have a computer and a laptop. Okay. I have a lot of questions about that here, and basically they're just showing you around so you can see what's in this space here. Connect in devices to networking devices. So these are in devices, the computer, laptop. Networking devices are these switches and routers. So they talk about different cable types. Click a copper straight through cable from the cable pegboard. Click on that. Float over the ports on PC1 until you see fast Ethernet 0 pop up. I think that's it right there. Click that port. It's green. Connect the other end to the ALS2 switch. ALS2 switch. I'm going to have to zoom into that. I can't see it from where I'm sitting. ALS2 switch. Okay. Click an empty port. It really doesn't matter which port. So that port 1 is empty. So I'm going to click on that. You see how it dropped it off there. And if I follow that wire down, it goes into the computer. Okay. Also, the green light's blinking, so that means it's got a connection. And if I go back to ALS2, port 1 is yellow, which means that it's not 100% connected yet. It will be shortly as it kind of gets connected. Okay. It takes a little time. If I click on this little fast forward button, it beat me to it. See how it turned green? So it is fully connected now. So they're walking you through different cable types here. Let me zoom out just a bit here. Just different questions, just how to do certain things. So let's try this part. Click. Oh, I need to put a console cable, I think. Let me see what I've skipped over here. Okay, console cable on PC1. I skipped over a lot. I shouldn't have done that. Let me backtrack just a little bit here. So where do they connect the laptop? There's PC1. PC1. Okay. So they're doing a USB port. Oh, well, I skipped a lot of stuff. I didn't mean to do that. They're basically wanting you to configure the backup router, and these are the commands you would enter. I can show you how to configure this this switch. Probably shouldn't do that because I'm trying to stick to the exercise, so I won't do that. But basically, they're just having you connect these, and I skipped a lot of steps, so you can go back and fill that in. But step by step, you're going to type in these commands. You're going to get these responses from the network devices. And if you follow the exercise step by step, you'll basically learn a little bit each time. Okay. Also, right here, it says 16% done. So I've only done 16% of what they want me to do because I skipped everything. But you will be shooting for 100%. And let me show you how you can check your results. If you check results here and then click on assessment items, you can see what you have and have not done. So all I did was hook up the cable to the switch. You'll go through and do all this other stuff right here. So that's important. Watch this number here. It gives you some positive feedback to know that you're doing things correctly. Okay. I will say though, on some of the exercises, especially on exams, they may turn that off because they don't want you to go and check the results and figure out what's left to do. So they're trying to test your memory, and that's where printing things out will really come in handy. You'll need something to look at for a while until you figure out exactly what you're doing. But to get started, it can be a rough start for a lot of people. It's totally new software. Anytime you have new software, it's hard to get up to speed, and this is no exception. So, and here's the logical network. This shows what the network really looks like. So we are here, and we're seeing the edge router. Okay, we've got a switch here, we've got a switch here, we've got servers, PCs, laptops. So this is the logical diagram for the physical layout right here. So it's interesting. There's two ways to look at it: the logical way and the physical way. And sometimes the exercises will be one or the other. And I don't have a preference myself. I think it's easier laying things out in the logical mode. But the physical is nice because, not having hardware in front of you, you can at least see what you're doing. Like if you connect this to that, what happens? Logically, this tells me the same thing, but in a different way. Like FA01, that's fast Ethernet port 1. Here's the PC, fast Ethernet port 0 on the PC. I only got 1. So this tells me where it's going, and that green is good. Okay. This one is orange, but on purpose. So there's something special about this that you'll learn as you go deeper into it. This is kind of like a backup path right here. The one that's orange, it's disabled on purpose. So anyway, it's a lot of stuff to absorb, but a little at a time. And hopefully this helps at least to get started.